3 weeks from now, Paris will await the peloton. After an enforced year away, the Tour de France will come home, passing that famous tower behind me. The race, as well as the Giro Women, is already underway, and it started with a bang. Over 3,000 kilometres separate Lille and Paris, with the riders taking the long way round over 21 gruelling stages. The first 100% French route since 2020. No excursion onto a single foreign road this time. Danes, Spaniards and Italians have welcomed the race with open arms and enthusiasm over the past 3 years. This time it was the turn of the inhabitants of France's far north. A cycling-mad region and a loop stage around the biggest city in that region first up. On paper at least, a first chance in 5 seasons for a sprinter to pull on the prestigious yellow jersey.
Well, here they all are. 184 riders, all hopes and dreams intact. No Noel and Liam here, but we've got Tadej and Jonas back on stage together. Quite a few greatest hits between them still to play out.
He's going to go into this gap. Is he going to get there? What a sprint! Oh, what a throw! And there he goes, the pair of them together.
1.3 kilometres to go after the end of a chaotic, crazy, and in some cases cruel opening stage to the Tour de France. Jake Stewart on the right-hand side. Behind they falter. Philipsen would get a mile on the wheel. It's Philipsen all the way. Jasper Philipsen with the line. And he crosses it first. Philipsen flying. A 10th stage win at the Tour de France.
Alpecin de Koning have won a stage at every one of the tours they've competed in. But it was a first for Philipsen, the Belgian leading the race for the first time in his career after a superb lead-out. The talk of the town after the stage, however, was of the splits. Vingegaard, Pogačar and others gaining 39 seconds on Evenepoel, Roglic and plenty more. With Philipsen leading both GC and points competitions, Biniam, the first black African rider to wear the Best Young Riders jersey, Thomas, decked out in polka dots for the first time in his career, the bunch began the longest stage of the race, with 209 kilometres in rainy, windy conditions to be ridden on day 2. The finish was set to be beside the seaside in Boulogne-sur-Mer, but instead of deck chairs and ice creams, it looked more like a brollies and flask of hot tea day. But how would it play out on the road?
It is absolutely horrible. And I tell you what a day for the longest stage of this Tour de France. He's going to put the pace on here, and Matteo Jorgensen making his move, and the alarm bells will ring with other contenders there. Now Vingegaard, 5Ks to go, and he's at it again. He's sprightly, he's energetic, he's aggressive, and he's going for it again. He's a changed man, a born-again competitor. It's one world champion followed by another. Mathieu van der Poel up against Tadej Pogačar. It's van der Poel who has it, and magic from Mathieu.
So Van der Poel back in yellow 4 years later. A second stage win for him at the biggest stage race in the world, following on from the victory at Mur de Bretagne in 2021. His team Alpecin de Koning winning the opening 2 stages and keeping the jersey in the squad. Eyes too were on Pogačar and Vingegaard, that terrible twosome. They were looking sprightly on days not necessarily meant for GC riders. Roglic and Evenepoel were present and correct this time. However, Rodriguez and Ineos continued their disappointing start. Stage 3 looked like an opportunity for the sprinters. Alpecin de Koning couldn't make it a hat-trick, could they?
And the big pickup's begin right now, and yes, shoulders all over the place, not getting very pleasant at all out there. It's time to light it up. Binny is waiting to go. Philipsen is there almost on his shoulder.
Oh, down! Oh, Philipsen!
Green jersey down. Every chance for Milan to just go away with this. Hope he's okay. It would look like a big hit as well. That does not look good. at all.
No,
that is bad. Straight away bad.
that's going to be race over, I think, for Philipsen. That was a horrible crash. He went over the bars. He was really caught up and twisted and went straight down on head and shoulder. And if that's not a broken collarbone, then that's race over. That he will not get back on, surely.
Picnic Postinel find themselves in the right position. Lidl have messed it up a little, though. They've no men left to lead out. It's Picnic trying to do it. Stewart is the man who's going to sprint on the right-hand side. Ackerman's there, though, as well for his Royal Premier Tech. Another big crash behind. Another big crash behind. And it's Milan now on the left-hand side. Lund on the right. In fact, it's Bittner. But look at Milan go. Milan sees the lead in front. Milan and Medleer. Milan and Medleer. Milan, Medleer. Wow, so close. He had the momentum by a bit. Milan looked as though he had it coming around the corner, but
Merlier gets it and makes the claim. He knows. You know when you've won, you know when you've lost, even if it's millimetres, and it's Tim Merlier who gets it.
That's how we call the action here from Paris. But what has it been like in and amongst the chaos of the caravan, the riders and the huge crowds? Over to our on-site team to find out.
We're standing here at the finish line after stage 3 in Dunkirk, and what a start it has been at the Tour, Matt and Jensi. Matt, tell us, how has it been for you to be on site and witness all the drama we already had after the first 3 stages?
There's so much to talk about. Where we could be here on this podcast for like a day and a half just talking. There's so many stories, and we're so early. But my big takeaways are, well, what we've had is some of the best racing. It's the kind of racing that everybody wants. It's the kind of stuff you dream of. When you look at what happened at the finish yesterday, you know, the podium there, Mathieu van der Poel just in front of Tadej with Jonas just behind. Explosive, unpredictable, exciting racing. We've seen new characteristics from Jonas Vingegaard, which has been thoroughly exciting. We've seen just brilliant. The first 2 days were just like classics to me, and then today was a proper sprint stage, but it wasn't without its problems, was it?
It was today the first proper sprint day, but it's a Tour de France, and it shows us again that victory and catastrophe are only that far apart from each other. Today was another day of that. We had some big names out already on day 1 with Filippo Ganna having to abandon the race. The right person we expected to be, they were in the front.
Yep.
Pogacar looking sharp, Vingegaard looking sharp. So the race is wide open and so thrilling and interesting. And looking at some of the riders' faces, after only 3 days, they look like they have done 2 weeks already.
Yeah, after fireworks, the first 3 days, it was also hard. You just mentioned Jensi Ganna being out of the race already after stage 1. Stage 3, we lost Jasper Philipsen today.
Yeah, it was. The more we look at it, the more I just think it was just one of those racing incidents. I think it's very difficult to pinpoint blame. It's one of those awful, like, butterfly effect things. Something happened, the ripple effect, and poor old Brian Cockard was bounced around like a guy in a pinball machine. And unfortunately, the guy to come down was the man in the green jersey. Such a shame for the race, but it is the nature of racing. All we can do is wish him all the best, but it's a shame to lose him in this race.
It for sure is, and it's hard to believe that we're only 3 days into the Tour.
I can't believe it.
Now we've seen the situation after the opening weekend in France, but what about the second women's Grand Tour of the season? The Giro D'Italia began in Bergamo with a 14-kilometre time trial. Former winner Anna van der Breggen was out of retirement to try for a 5th title, but Marlen Reusser began as the in-form rider this season. Elisa Longo-Borghini, the Italian road champion for another season, looking to defend the Maglia Rosa she won spectacularly at home last time out. And Lotte Kopecky in GC mode after coming very close 12 months ago. A goat also took to the start too. Yes, Marianne Vos was in Italy to hunt stages. With all the stars on the line, every second in the opener would be crucial.
Anna van der Breggen gets underway for Team SD Works Pro Time, the former world road race champion that has won the Giro D'Italia 4 times before. This is a very special rider. The Swiss national time trial champion is Marlen Reusser. Oh, this is going to be ever so close. Is she going to hang on? Yes, she is. But look at this clock. 14 seconds up for Marlen Reusser. Lotte Kopecky of SD Works Pro Time gets her Giro d'Italia 2025 underway. Elisa Longo-Borghini winner in 2024 with high hopes of taking another victory. And this is going to be an absolutely spectacular ride for the Swiss champion. It's going to be second place on the line so far for European champ Lotte Kopecky, and the clock has gone red. Longo Borghini is not going to challenge Reusser. Marlen Reusser taking her 33rd career victory.
So a 9th win of the season for Reusser to make it already her best ever statistically. It's worth remembering, we're only in July. More importantly, the Swiss Movistar rider also took the first Maglia Rosa of the 8-day race. But could she keep it on stage 2? Uphill to a famous Giro finish town, Aprica.
Little Trek are right there, very attentive as they have been, initiating some of the moves themselves as well. But the question is, can they catch our two leaders? 2.2k to go. Now Henderson makes her move. Henderson out the saddle, accelerating away to the line here. Can Meermont respond? Can she get into the slipstream of Henderson? But Henderson has done everything right here. Henderson powers away and she takes the victory.
So there you have it, 3 and 2 stages in respectively. You're right up to date with who's in yellow and pink. This time next week, I'll be back to review the Giro Women in its entirety. Plus here, it'll be Party Day, Bastille Day, the French National Day. The Tour de France will be 10 stages old. Until then, we love your company for the live shows for each and every day, beginning and ending with the Breakaway crew, led by Orla, organised and pulled along by Robbie and Adam and their special guests as well. Check your schedules for the daily timings, and why not fire up another device to watch all the action from Italy at the same time? If you prefer to pick your stages and watch one or the other with your full attention, then our daily highlight shows on TNT Sports and Discovery Plus will give you the chance to catch the one you might have missed. Plus, by subscribing to the TNT Sports Cycling YouTube channel, you'll get clips, analysis and short-form highlights too. We've got you covered this Grand Tour season, however and whenever you choose to watch. As always, we'll be at the back of the pack in the Gruppetto next week to round up anything that you're unable to see. It's going to be a busy week, isn't it? Until then, enjoy it. The racing will be brilliant. Goodbye.